Hey guys, welcome back to RK Garage, and as you can see, Ecojet is on the trailer. So what does that mean? Dyno day. Fingers crossed nothing goes wrong, we get a good power number out of this, we don't blow the head gasket. Hopefully finally it's time to see what this combination can do, where we find out what its limit is, which will either be turbo or head gasket at this point. So I'm going to finish getting ready, get in the car, and then we'll cut back once this is on the dyno and we're getting going. So I'll see you guys there. Alright, so as you can see, back home. Yeah, second pull in, turbo broke. It was making some steam too. 13 psi, it made 533 horsepower at like 4,700 RPM. So things are looking up to start with, but yeah, broke. If I remember here, I put in a video of the turbo that I just took. It's not moving that much now, but when it was on the dyno, you could physically see it move a lot. Like I was guessing about 5 mil from what I could actually see when we were mucking around with it earlier. It seems to have tightened up a little bit now, but yep, it's gone. So I contacted the turbo sponsor who made it, and he said, yeah, send it back. He'll look at it and replace the parts that are broken, and obviously apologise and everything, which is fine. Shit happens. It's not on him. Parts break. It's all part of it. But yeah, so anyway, earlier on when I first got there, I let Justin know that I had a new turbo as well, but it's slightly bigger. So in mind that he already knew that, he said, look, if I go home, swap the turbo out, and if I can kind of get back before 4 PM, he will stay back later and get the car tuned for me, because tomorrow, right now it's 10 PM, it's 9:58, 10 PM. Tomorrow on Saturday I roll racing, which will be another video for you guys. And then Sunday I've got drifting. A lot of driving with the trailer around lately. But anyway, he said, yeah, he wanted to be gone by 4, but for me, he'll stay back, get it tuned if I manage to get it swapped out. So, because we couldn't obviously start and drive the car because the turbo metal could go everywhere, which we didn't want. Reversed the trailer up to the dyno, winched the car on, tied it down, drove home. Got home about 12:30, swapped the turbo out. One bolt was just rounding on the turbine housing, so I grinded that off. That took, I wasted about an hour on that, but anyway, about 3:10 I started it up. Checked that there was oil pressure going to the turbo to make sure that wasn't the issue, because I left the turbo drain off before I reconnected everything. That was fine. Obviously there was an exhaust leak out of that broken bolt, so messaged Justin saying, yeah, it's all started, it's all good, just got a bolt that I had to grind off. I just got to find another one that fits, so and then I'll be heading down. So did that, found a bolt, same thread, cut it down, bolted it in. headed back to the dyno. Everything didn't go as I would like it to, but we still got a result, and it drove onto the trailer and is driving at Royal Racing tomorrow. So I'll load up the clips now from that and then cut back to here, and I'll talk about why it happened and why it made what it made. So yeah, keep watching. Alright, so that's where we ended. Didn't realise that the GoPro wasn't really reading the second dyno screen thing for the horsepower, so I hope I can go back and edit it and add in text over the screen. Hopefully I did that. If not, anyway, I think the most it made was like 628, 630, whatever it was. We just could not feed more boost into it. So previously in the old turbo on the street, 27.5% duty cycle, it made 26 psi boost. This new turbo, put it on, from the get-go it was making less boost than the old turbo, and it was making less power. It has a bigger compressor wheel, so in theory it should just be laggier, but it should be able to make the same amount of boost and same amount of power, if not more power, due to the compressor wheel. So we knew there was issues straight away. We've got a leak somewhere. I think maybe one of the bolts on the compressor might have been threaded, like it's pulled the threads a bit, so it might not be sealing there. Might be the silicon coupling joining thing I had to do because I had plasma clamps and then had a normal turbo outlet. I had 3 clamps over that, so I shouldn't be leaking. But Justin, the tuner, reckons he can hear an exhaust leak, and he reckons it might be pre-turbo. So I'm going to get a bit of hose, put it up to my ear, block the other one, and see if I can hear it moving around. Hopefully it isn't pre-turbo, it is post, but if it is pre-turbo, then that would also make sense because things got worse as it went on. Another theory as well is that this turbo just isn't as efficient as the old one. Sometimes you put a bigger compressor on, apparently it can decrease efficiency and have effects like this sometimes. It's just a theory, I'm not saying it's what it is, it's just what Justin spitballed out there. And then another theory as well is that the back pressure is through the roof, considering I've got a cam and head set up that flow stupidly well. It's pushing so much air out that the turbo is a huge choke point. I need a bigger turbo, which I already kind of knew from the get-go, that I wanted something nice and responsive for the street, which it has been. But yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, on the street, after I did the clutch, did the test hits, 27.5% duty cycle, netted 26 psi. Now, to get 26 psi with this new turbo, with whatever leaks we have, or whatever situation is, Justin set the boost control at 90% duty cycle, and it just touched 26 psi at 90% duty cycle. So we turned it down to 70%, which ends at around, I think it was like 160 kPa MGP or 260 including atmospheric, whereas at 26 psi it was 180 or 280 depending how you read it, including atmospheric or not. So say 20 kPa down than before, but that's so we're not absolutely maxing the Mac valve, the boost controller. I took it for a hit up and down the street near him, and it absolutely hauls ass. I rolled on third and fourth and it just baked, like there's no traction. It baked but freight trained, so I'm still happy because it is like plenty of power. It's good fun, but obviously not where I wanted it to be. But Justin was also saying with this car, he reckons it could be, if we take it to a hub dyno, which we might once I find a leak or whatever, he reckons on a hub dyno, as it is right now, it should spin up about 700 plus, whatever, basing it off his other cars on his dyno. His dyno is only a mainline 600, so I think it rated like 600 horsepower, whatever. We were getting a shit ton of wheel spin as well. It's another factor, you could see it on the logs. The RPM wasn't like a nice straight line up, had a huge dip here and there, and you could see it just wasn't a nice line. There's definitely wheel spin happening. He said based on the other cars he's had that have spun up a similar power, like 620, 636, as he said around 620 anyway, mine made what, like 628, 630, and he's taken them to a hub dyno to clean up the tune and then see what it actually does make. They've all made like 720, 700, 710, 720ish, so he's basing off that, off his previous experience of cars making the same power compared, and then taking it to a hub dyno to finish off the tune, or to send it even further, whatever. The current tune up, they're spinning up 700 plus, so officially we could push it as far as 630 with either the turbo tapped out or other issues, but unofficially it has potential to be at 700. I might find a couple issues, and if Justin isn't available to take it to a hub dyno, I might see if someone's happy just to do a power run, pay him to do that. We'll see. But yeah, so that's the issue anyway. We couldn't push any more boost out of it, which is really weird because, yeah, when I told him about what it made on the street with the 27.5% duty cycle, he was like, nah, no way. Like, there's no way it made that. And then now 90% it's only just making that with a bigger turbo, which in theory should be more efficient. And he said, I asked if I have a log for it, and I actually did it on my laptop. So I pulled the log out and showed him, and there it was, reading MGP, which doesn't include atmospheric. It read 180 kPa. So if including atmospheric, you'd be reading it as 280. So in a normal, like a VE table, you'd be reading it as 280, which is exactly what his log showed as far as we could push it at 90% duty cycle. And yeah, you could see in my log that it was at 27.5%. And he's like, fuck yeah, there has to be something going on majorly. He also wants me to get a back pressure sensor put in, so I might consider that as well. So next time when we do go back, we can log that. Don't necessarily have to have it going into my ECU. I just need to have the port there and the gear for it, and then I can just have like a cap, a steel cap go over the top, so there's no exhaust leak. And then he's got a second map sensor on the dyno, so we can at least log it on the dyno and read it there. But yeah, so that's pretty much all there's going to be for this video. Like I was saying, roll racing tomorrow, so there'll be videos of that. Probably going to lose quite a fair few races because apparently there's a fair few 1100 horsepower cars going. That can put most of the power down, and a lighter as well. So even if they turn their power down, they've got a very good chance to destroy me. But sorry for rambling on at the end. If you are still here, I appreciate it, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. I do try to get back to all the comments as much as I can, and I love interacting with you guys. Because this video is going out tomorrow, I'm halfway through filming the drift car video, which has had a lot done, but I didn't get it finished today because obviously I had to go to the dyno, and then I was there and back home fixing carbon there again pretty much all day. So yeah, the dyno video is coming out before then. I'll hopefully finish filming the drift car video tomorrow. But yeah, then anyway, you guys will get to see this video. Then that's what I was getting at. And then tomorrow, so you guys are watching this Saturday, I presume. Tomorrow I've got the drifting, so I probably won't be able to do a live stream because when it finishes, I'll be packing up Venom and driving home. So I'll probably miss it, so I apologise for that. But yeah, so you guys have a lot of videos anyway coming up. So we had today's dyno, drift car, roll racing, and then drifting, and that's Sunday. And then I'm still home for another 7 days. The 7.5 days. I fly back to work on the Monday, like afternoon, but I'm not going to film anything that day. It's just going to be a clean up and relax. So yeah, I've got 7 more days that I can film stuff, or I can just edit the videos I have and have them scheduled some ahead of time. We'll see what happens, see what I do. I might relax for a bit. But yeah, so anyway, like I did say, I appreciate if you guys are still here listening to me ramble on. If you haven't already, please subscribe. The viewers list at the moment is well and truly over 50% of my viewers are unsubscribed, so please do that. It helps with the algorithm and push my videos. I'm now over 2.1k subs, so slowly getting there. Would like to get up there massively. But yeah, also like the video please, also helps with the algorithm, and leave a comment. Like I said, I try to get back to all of them and pretty quickly, so you can jump here and have a chat. If you've got any questions, let me know. Sorry once again, didn't make the power we were all wanting to see and what I wanted to see and expected to see, but shit happens, and Ecojet seems to fight me for its entire life. But yeah, so I'm going to finish this video off here, finish editing, get it rendered and uploaded, and I will see you guys next Saturday for another video.